guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an ingredients inventory management in AppSheet. So basically, this is to track the ingredients that you are using if you're creating a product. Let's say you have a bake shop and you wanted to monitor the ingredients of a certain cake if you create one product. And also, let's say in this example, I have a coffee shop and I would like to monitor the ingredients of each product that I created. For example, the coffee latte, how many ground coffee beans we need to produce one coffee latte, and how many milk also need in order to produce it. So once we create an order, let's say a product, it's automatically deduct in our inventory. I already uploaded the preview of this a few weeks ago. So this time is the tutorial from the beginning up to the end on how to create the ingredients inventory app using AppSheet. So let me refresh it and let me show it to you how this app works. So this is the products that you have. So basically, if you click the products, under that one, you will see the ingredients of each product. All right. As you can see, the coffee latte, what are the ingredients of it, and the volume of the ingredients in each. And this is the inventory view wherein you can see the how many remaining in the inventory you have. This is the stocks in if you added something in your inventory. And this is the POS, I called it. If you're creating a product, then it deducts to the inventory. So for example, right now in the inventory for the milk, it's 8,500 and ground coffee is 9,832. If I'm going to create a product, let's say I'm going to create coffee latte, and let's say 4 coffee latte. Let's say I added one, let's say cappuccino, let's say this one. So accordingly, it will deduct to the inventory once I save. So right now, once the saving is done or the seeing is done, so right now it's 8,500 and 9,832 for coffee beans. It should deduct automatically, accordingly, whatever products we created. So as you can see, it's become 6,500 and 9,720 accordingly. So this is based on the ingredients of a certain product. So let's say here in the cappuccino, so the ingredients for that is 250 of milk and 14 grams of coffee. All right, so now I will show you how to do this app from the start. The first thing we're gonna do is to build our database. So in the database we have, so here, so the first table that we need to create is the products. So I'm going to name this table called products. So in products, this is where you can see all your products. Let's say if you have a coffee shop or a bake shop, so you can see all the cakes here. All right. So I'm just going to copy the headers of my sample app to make it faster. Okay, products. So this will be. So in the products table, so we have a product ID, which is unique, the name of the product, the price of the product. This is optional. If you don't want to have the price, it's fine as well. And then the photo of the product. This is as well optional. Then the second table that we need to create is the product ingredients. Okay, so we're just going to copy this name. So product ingredients is in each product you have a related ingredients. All right, so this is the purpose of this table. Let's add it. This is product ingredients, and let's add the header. Okay, so in the product ingredients, it's composed of an ID, which is a row ID, a product ID which link each product. So this is very important that you have this. This is to link this table, the product ingredients, into a products table. We have the inventory ID. The inventory ID, this is the ingredients. All right. So in each product, there is, let's say, for the coffee or the cappuccino, there is milk and sugar. So or milk. So this is the inventory ID, meaning these are the ingredients. All right. So once we added that, we need to add our another table called inventory. Okay. So I'm going just to copy this, and so the inventory, this is where you can see the availability of all of your ingredients. So in this, you can find in this view. All right. So in the inventory, I'm going just to copy the header and paste it here. All right. So in the inventory, we have the inventory ID. What is the item name, and what is the unit? Let's say if it's liquid, it's ml or liters, or if it's solid, this is a grams or kilo. So it's up to you here. This is only an example. So we have now this three table: the products, the product ingredients, the inventory. I'm going just to copy the products. Let's say this is for coffee shop. I'm going just to copy this and paste it here. Then we can create now our app. So I have an extension in Google Sheets, so I can just create an app. All right, now the first table is added. It's a product. So if you wanted to switch to this view, we can use as well, and wherein it's you can easily access the views. So I would still prepare the old view. All right. So first thing we're gonna do, guys, is also to add the product ingredients. So I can just click that. So we need to add this three table. Once it's added, I also want to add the inventory table. All right, so we have added the three tables now. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is to view the inventory table. So in the inventory table, this is the view where you can see your remaining products. Okay, so now inventory ID is a unique, so this is the key column. Then I'm going to put an editable expression here. So this is blank this. Since this is a key column, I don't like to someone to edit it because there is already an initial value, which is the unique ID. And of course, the mandatory, the name and the item name. Okay, let's keep it as all text. And that's it. Then let's create a view for this, for the inventory table. Okay, for the inventory table, I'm going to create a view. So I'm going to name this inventory, and the view will be the table source will be the inventory. You can choose a table type view. So in this example, let's use the table type view, and let's put it in the first view here. So products, it's already there. We'll talk about it later. And sort by, it's up to you if you wanted to sort it by item name, and descending meaning ascending meaning from alphabetical, let's say A, B, C, D, like that. So let's keep like that. Column order, let's say inventory ID, item name, unit, and let's say we have we can also change the icon here. Let's say shelves, anything from shelves here. Let's say I'm going to use this one. Okay, or let's say warehouse, anything here. Let's say warehouse. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, and save. First, the first thing we're gonna do is to add our inventory. So meaning, what are those item name, or let's say sugar, um, coffee, milk. So I'm just going to get the example. So let's say I'm going to add this, and I'm going to copy this and put this in my database in the inventory here. All right, and then going back here in the inventory table, uh, it's up to you here, the unit. So you can keep this as an enum. So in this example I have the actually the grams and the what else, ml, meaning milliliter. So these are my selection, and save. So I added it directly from the sheets, so I don't need to add it to, as you can see here in the inventory, we do have now uh, the items. So let us show it's in the brand, show name, goes like this. This we know which view we are looking at. So now we have the view for the inventory for the items that we would like to monitor how many. Okay, so let's do like that. Let's remove the ID, and then still we did not add the count, right? We're gonna add it later on. Then second one we're gonna do is to the products, of course. So let's go to the products table. So products table, this is where you can see what are your products. Let's say if you have a bake shop, so you have a chocolate cake, vanilla cake, and under it there are some ingredients. Okay, so let's work with the products first. So of course the key column here is the product ID. So okay, so let's put this editable if. So I'm going to use the isBlank this, as long as this is empty, so this is editable. And of course the name is mandatory, and let's keep it as all text. Price, it's up to you. If you would like to, you can select any currencies and decimals here. Let's keep it like that. And photo is an optional. If you like, you can put as well. All right, then I'm going to create a view for my product. So it's already auto-generated in AppSheet, since this is in the first tab you can see. So I'm just going to put this edit this. Say we have any coffee right here, and then let's say I'm going to put this in next, and then sort by name, it's fine, and primary header, main image is photo, which is fine, and then let's say the name and the price only I would like to see. None, I don't like to show this, and that's it. And let's edit this as the I think I have it in my desktop here. So this is the Americano. Let's fix the image, cappuccino, and then we have this coffee latte, then we have this espresso. I guess that's it, and save. So now we have the products. Okay, so espresso, it's still not changed the espresso. Okay, so now we have the products. So we would like to add an ingredients in each products now. So now let's go to the product ingredients. So in the product ingredients, guys, so the column that connects product and product ingredients is the product ID. As you can see in the product ingredients, I have a column called product ID, and if you go to the products table, we have also the product ID. Okay, so in the product ingredients, so the key column here is an ID, and since this is a key column and there is already an initial value which is unique ID, I would like to keep this editable if. So same goes. I'm gonna use is blank this, and there is already a initial value for that. And then product ID, I would like to keep this all mandatory. And the product ID here column in the product ingredients, we'll keep this as a reference type, and source table will be the products, and click this, check this is part of. So what will happen if you check this, it will create a virtual column in the products table. All right, I'll show it to you later. And inventory ID is, this is the the milk, the coffee we're in. So we have also to keep this as a reference, and the source will be inventory. But in this case, we don't want to put this as part of. So in case, in this example, I mean in this case, we're going to put a validation here. So you can just say order by. So we're gonna select the inventory table, the inventory ID. So I would like to order this by item name, and I would like to keep this as alphabetical. All right. Then the volume will be quantity is the same, and the unit whatever is the value of the uh, inventory unit here, I mean in the of the type of inventory. So I'm going just to put like that, inventory ID dot unit. All right, and save. And then let's go back to the products table. So in the products table, it generates a virtual column here, and this is the link now of product ingredients table and products table. Like, we can also rename this. So this is system generated. I'm going just to simply name this as ingredients. Oops, ingredients. All right, so this is the name, and save. Now let's add ingredients um, in each products we have. So in Americano, so over here in Americano, it's just composed of 14 grams. Okay, so let's say I'm going to add, as you can see here, you can add this Americano. So so what is the inventory ID? Or you can also rename this inventory ID into, let's say, ingredients or whatever. So you can rename it. So here in the inventory, I would like to, this is this product composed of coffee beans, which is, in my example, it's 14 grams. So this is only 14 grams. And that's it. All right. And also we can modify the inline views here. Let's say you wanted to sort it by product ID, then you don't want to show the ID, so product ID and volume and or unit, let's say like that. Okay, so let's add also the ingredients of cappuccino. So in the cappuccino, it's 14 grams and 250 ml of milk. So now going back to cappuccino, let's add a coffee, which is 14, and I'm also going to add the milk, which is 250. Okay, and what else we have here? I guess we still have coffee latte. It's the same. Okay, so going back to the products, I'm going to add the ingredients of coffee latte. This is 14 grams and 250 ml as well of milk. And then espresso, ingredients for espresso is, we have 14 grams of coffee only. So that's the remaining in our example products. Okay, I'm going to add it here. Just coffee and 14. As you notice, this is like a slideshow. You can actually disable this slideshow. So over down here, you can just disable this if you don't want to have it as a slideshow. All right, so our inventory and products is already completed, right? So now each product has the ingredients. Also, you can modify the view by just clicking this view, and it's up to you how you're gonna modify it. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we need actually to have the products here. So we need to have the view, how many is the remaining. All right, then we're going to add the table. So going back here, ingredients log. Okay, so ingredients log, stocks in logs. So let's focus first for um, stocks in. So let's add the stocks in. Where is it? Okay, so I'm going just to okay, let's add a table called stocks in. So this is where you're gonna put a supply in your inventory. So I'm going to name this as a stocks in. Okay, stocks in. So I'm going just to copy this one. So in the stocks in ID, it's since this is a multiple selection um, uh, inventory. So as I said, you can here in the stocks in, once you create it, you can actually you can add multiple items on it. Okay, so and also we need to add the table called stocks in log. So I'm going to copy this and add stocks. Oh, sorry, stocks in log. So in stocks in log, I'm going just to copy as well this here. So whatever is the header, I would like just to copy it. Okay, so let's work with this stocks in log first. Okay, so in the stocks in and stocks in log are related to each other. So this is the stocks in. This is the information when, where you made the stocks in. Okay, and stocks in log, what are those items that it was added in the inventory. So this is both related. As you can see, we have stocks in ID here. We have also stocks in ID in the stocks in log. And let's add this in AppSheet. Okay, so I'm going to add a new table. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to add the stocks in and stocks in log. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry, I added it here. No, it should be I added this too. Sorry for that. And then the stocks in log. Okay. That's why it's become 2 here. Okay. This is my sample, my initial app I created. To delete this. Okay, now let's work with the stocks in table. Stocks in table, stocks in ID is the unique ID here. So we're gonna put a validation here in editable. So this is blank this, same goes what I did in the last tables. And date, we can automate the date, so it's up to you. And notes will be, it's up to you as well if you wanted to. Let's say I'm going to use long date format. And then after this, we have to go to the stocks in table, stocks in log. So in stocks in log, this is pretty similar to the products and product ingredients. So here is the ID, is the unique as well. So I'm going just to put the editable if. And then we have the date here, whatever is the date. Actually, we don't need it here because we have already in stocks in log. But if you wanted to, for the UX purpose, you can put it as well. So let's say let's put a date here. Wait. Okay. Stocks in ID. So this will be, let's say, let's make it all mandatory. This will be a reference type, and the reference for this is the stocks in. And make sure you tick this part. And inventory ID, so this is the products, I mean the items, not the products, like the coffee, the milk. So let's keep this as a reference type, and the reference will be the inventory. And also we have to put a validation here. This is to alphabetical, or to make it in order by. And inventory key column there is inventory ID. I would like to sort it by item name, false. So this will be alphabetical. All right, so unit. So whatever is the unit of the selected products, if you're going to add inventory milk, whatever is the unit there, I would like to automate it. So unit will be, go simply to the table, inserted inventory ID dot unit. So this is we're doing it as a dereferencing. Let's say first. All right, and let's create a view for this. And before we create a view, since we create the stocks ID as is part of, this will create a virtual column in the stocks in table. Stocks in table here. So here, and we can rename the system generated name. So I can just delete this and put a display name. Let's say this is items. I can just simply name this as an items. All right, and let's create a view for this. So let's create a new view, and let's say we're gonna put this in the middle, and the source table will be stocks in. So this is stocks. Let me see how I name this here. So we name this as the stocks in. Okay, so stocks in, and then we can keep this a table view, make it simple, and sort by, let's say, the date. I won't like, okay, and column order, I would like to see the date, and notes, whatever it display. Let's say trolley. Do we have any trolley here? Truck. Okay, so this will be my stocks in. Okay, now we have this view. So in my first app, so I'm just going to see here in the inventory. So I use the remaining here. So remaining a decimal type. So basically I'm going just to copy this. So now in order to see the remaining in my inventory, I would like to create a virtual column here. So in the inventory, I'm going to name this as remaining. You can name this as available stocks or whatever you want to name. So I'm just going to copy the formula. So here I'm going to use the select stocks in log. Stocks in log meaning here, this table. This row inventory ID is equals to inventory ID. Okay, so this is the to monitor how many is the remaining now. Okay, and let's keep this as a decimal, and I would like to, let's say, to have a 2 digits decimal, and save. Now let's add this in our view. So in our view in the inventory, so as you can see, there is no view for the remaining. We can edit the view and add that remaining. Okay, so as you can see now, it's 0 remaining because we did not yet add the stocks. So now let's try to add in our inventory. Since there is, for example, a delivery, I'm going to add a stocks in. All right, so what are the notes? Notes, this is whatever notes you like. I'm not sure why this is added here. Let's say a note, let's say test note, test one. What are the items? I'm going to, okay, so the date as well, guys, we would like to automate this. Whatever is the value in stocks in, before we proceed, let's go to the stocks in log table. So the date here, whatever is the value of the reference. So we can just simply go to the stocks in and select this date. Notes, we don't need it. So I would rather delete these notes. Okay, and regenerate the table. And here, where is the stocks table? Stocks in, view columns, stocks in, regenerate it because I deleted the notes. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is to add products, or I mean inventory in our inventory, because now our inventory are empties. So I'm going to stock up. So alright, so I'm going to add ground coffee. So I'm going to put 10,000 grams of ground coffee in my inventory. And as you can see this triangle, guys, you can see this. As you can see, it's showing like that. It's due to the referencing. So stocks in ID, if you go to the stocks in log, let's hide this, stocks in log. So it's the matter of the inventory. Go to the inventory, and it's about the label. So okay, the label, stocks in log, where is it? Okay, here. So stocks in ID, as you can see here, data, not this, inventory. So the reference is inventory and inventory ID. So if you see like a triangle like this, it will fix if you make this as a label here. Okay, so as you can see here, what I did, let me see what I did in the to fix that. Stocks in log, no, in the inventory. Okay, not this. Let's try first to save. As you can see, I can see stocks. Okay, stocks in ID. Stocks in ID, the reason for this it's showing is, let me save it first. Let me see. So I'm going to add a milk of 10,000 as well, and save. Stocks in ID, it's showing here. Actually, okay, it's actually correct. There is no error. So we can also, now we added a stocks in our inventory. If you're going here, so we have now 10,000 grams and 10,000 ml of milk. And what I can do is just to adjust this inline views. I'm going to sort it, let's say, by date and descending. Okay, ascending, or let's say, yeah, and then column order. I don't like to show those IDs, so I will just see the inventory ID and the unit, and then the quantity to make it clean. Okay. So now, as you can see, in May 1st, I did the stocks in, and it reflects in the inventory. So let's say I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to add a ground coffee of 10,000 as well, or let's say 5,000. And also I'm going to add a milk of 5,000 ml as well, and save. So in the inventory, it's now 15,000. All right. So now the last one that we need to add is the POS, or let's say the stocks out. So I can name this as a POS because let's say if you're going to create a product, a coffee, we need to deduct, or a cappuccino, we need to deduct in the available inventory we have, right? So let's add the table called here, the stocks out. Stocks out. Okay. So I'm going just to add 1, 2. So 2 tables. So now I'm going to add stocks out. The other table I need to add is stocks out log. Okay. Stocks out log. Stocks out log. Okay. So I'm just going to copy the headers here for the stocks out and just paste it here. Same goes to the stocks out log. Alright, so this is done. And stocks out log is the same explanation for stocks in and stocks in log. So we have the stocks out ID, which is connect in the stocks out ID of stocks out log. Alright, now let's add this table in AppSheet. Okay, so let's just refresh this to see this. Oh, it's not showing. Okay, new table. Okay, I'm going to add, so it will be in my project app, and I think it should be okay. So I'm going to add this to stocks out log and stocks out. So the purpose of this in the view is the POS. So this is where we are selecting the products that we have. Let's say if you have a bake shop, you select a product, how many quantity, and accordingly, as per the product ingredients, it will deduct in the inventory. So this is the purpose of this two table: stocks out log and stocks in, stocks out. The reason why it's two, because this is a multiple, you can create, you can put a record of multiple items and deduct it also in the inventory. All right, so I believe it's added. So let's review the table stocks out first. So stocks out, there is already a unique ID here, so it's correct. So this is the stocks out ID is the unique ID. So therefore, I would like to put a data validation here, editable F. So this is blank this. Okay. Same goes to the stocks out log later on. So date and time. So let's say let's put the date time. Let's put an initial value of now, meaning whatever's the date time today. And customer, I would like to keep initial value here, YouTube. Okay, since I don't have a list of customers. Okay, then let's go to the another table that we added is the stocks out log, which is connected by stocks out ID. Same here, ID will be unique, the key column. So that's why I put is blank this. And stocks out ID, it will be a reference type. And you know the reference type for this is the stocks out. Make sure you put this as part of product ID. So product ID, this is the reference. So this is now your product. So now you are going to reference this into, in the stocks in, we are referencing in the ingredients, right? So now this is the products. So it will be in the products category. Okay. And then we're going to have a validation here. So order by. So products, product ID, would like to order it by name and alphabetical. And of course, this is mandatory. We don't want to show the stocks out here. Actually, we can hide this. And quantity, total amount. Okay. And total amount, it will be, this is optional actually. So the unit price, we can just take it from the products and price. Quantity, it's mandatory. Total amount also is for the total amount. So this will be a price. This is optional if you don't have the. So I would like just to put quantity multiply by um, unit price. Okay, should be okay. Save it. All right, since we added the stocks out ID as is part of, this generates a virtual column in the stocks out. So you can see here it generates. So here I can just rename this, delete this system generated description, and this is the products. Okay, I can just rename this as a products and save. All right, now let's create a view wherein you can find actually it here in the sample. Here it's POS, so I can just name this as a POS as well. I'm going to create a view. I'm going to put in the last one, and I will name this as POS. So this is my point of sale, and then the source table will be stocks out, and this will be let's keep it as a table view, make it very simple. Sort by date time, and column order, I would like just to see the stocks out ID, date time, customers. This is just for the preview. And display anything that shows POS here, sale or money. I guess we have it here. All right, so let's select which one here. Okay, so let's say this one. I'm going to use this. All right, so this will be here and save. So now in the inventory now we have to create now if you see it here, so date and time is new. You can select a product. If you select, it's automatically have the price, the quantity, and the total amount. It's also calculated. Now let's do the let's create some action. But before we do that, we need to add the last table, and we called it ingredients log. So the purpose of this table, I'll explain to you. So now I'm going just to copy this name as well. So this is the ingredients log. I'm going to put this near over here and copy this and paste this here. So I just all right, so this is will be every time. The purpose of this table is every time you created an order, it adds data or in this table, okay, in the ingredients log. So we have the ID, the product ID, inventory ID, which is your ingredients, stocks out ID, which is in your POS, the volume, quantity, and total volume. Okay, so this is the composition of this ingredients log table. So if we look at the example up here that I created in the inventory, in the remaining, I added this minus ingredients. So that's the purpose of that. So here now, once I added this, some minus, so whatever is, so as you can see, stocks in is positive. This is when you are adding stocks. When you are creating a product, it's a negative, it's a minus. So we are getting our values in, or data in, the ingredients log table. So before we proceed to add this, we need to add the table called ingredients log. Okay, so ingredients log, so will be the final table and the most critical part, or all right, so that will be in my, let's add the ingredients log table and add it. Let me just review my sample application, how the ingredients, how I managed to set up the ingredients log. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty similar. There is nothing here. There is no even formula here. It's all in the text type. There is no reference, yeah? So let's do that as well here. So since we added our ingredients log, so here all we have to do is the same thing. Text, volume, number, total number. It's also a number type, as you can see, or we can keep this as a decimal. Okay, so decimal, so volume is a decimal, quantity is a decimal as well. Okay, so but this one, the total volume will be volume times quantity. Let's follow that. So this will be a decimal, and this will be this is a 2-digit, because we are dealing with liters. ML might be, there are some points there, so that's why I put this as a decimal. And here it should be volume multiply by quantity. All right, and then we are all set. So this is actually the same setup. Okay, now let's go to our inventory table. Let's update the formula for the remaining here. So in right now we are only calculating if there is a additional in stock or stocks in. So we have to add minus as well. Minus, select ingredients log total volume. Total volume is this. Okay, this is minus, yeah, which we're in inventory ID is equals to the inventory ID, and just save. Then the next thing we're gonna do, guys, is to create an action. Now I have to look what action I created here. So in the behavior, I have just actually two, one in the stocks out, so one stocks out log and one in the stocks in, stocks out log, stocks out and stocks out log. So this is only the trigger that I have. And of course, here in the product ingredients, so in the product ingredients here, we just simply add new row to another table using values of this row. So let's do that. So behavior, new action, create new action. So here I name this as add row to ingredients log. So I'm doing just to make it the same. And then the reference, what I did is for the record of this table is product ingredients, and the table we're gonna add is ingredients log. Okay, so product ingredients to ingredients log. Select the table, product ingredients, add new row to another table, we're gonna add in ingredients log. So the product ID is whatever is the product ID, the inventory ID, volume, all of this we're gonna add. So product ID, whatever is the product ID, and I guess we added also inventory ID, yeah, whatever is the inventory ID, meaning whatever is the inventory ID. Okay, and then stocks out ID, whatever is the stocks out ID. Let me see if we have with stocks out ID. Actually, the formula that I use in stocks out ID is this. So we're gonna look up the maximum row in stocks out log by row number, where product ID is equals to product ID, and I need the stocks out ID. So basically, in I need to know the highest stocks out ID in this table. So the latest one, in short. So I'm just going to copy this formula. Okay, so here, so this is the formula for the stocks out ID. So max will be the same. All right. And then what I did also here is we need to copy the volume and the quantity as well. Yeah. So the volume and then the quantity. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so whatever is the volume, it will be the same. And whatever is the quantity, it will be, I guess it's not quantity. So also, the quantity as well is, since we already get the highest stocks out ID, and we need to identify what is the quantity of that, the latest one. So that's why we're going to use the same approach here. So we're gonna look up the maximum row in stocks out log, the highest row number, where product ID is equals to this row, the product ID, and I need the quantity. So that's how so now this is done. We're gonna just hide this and save. So please note that we are triggering this in stocks out table, and this action stays in product ingredients. So we need to create an action to call this action, because we cannot trigger this if we are just in the POS. We cannot trigger it because this action is in product ingredients and the POS is in stocks out. So what we're gonna do is to create an action called execute an action and a set of rows, like that. So we're gonna create as what I did here. So here, since we are triggering in stocks out, we have to create here, in the stocks out log, we have to create here and execute an action. Okay, so here we have to create a new action. So we call this execute an action on a set of rows. So, and I'm going just to copy this. So we are going to trigger to add a row. Okay, trigger add row to ingredients log. I'm going just to put this ingredients log. Okay, so this triggers in stocks out log. When you're creating a record, then here, and then it should add in product trigger add row. So product ingredients. Okay, so this is the product ingredients that we create an action, right? And it will be in product ingredients, and then the action that we created, add row to ingredients log. So this is the purpose of that. So we are doing this execute an action. So in creating and execute an action, add row to ingredients log is basically what is the key column in product ingredients. So here, as you can see, what I did is very simple. Is we're gonna select product ingredients ID. This row product ID is equals to product ID. So I'm going just to copy this and paste it. Okay, so we're gonna select. Please note this formula here, reference row, it should related to this reference table. So you use this product ingredients. As you can see, this is the table. ID, we should have the ID. So product ingredients ID. What is the key column in product ingredients? Is an ID. Okay. This row product ID is equals to product ID. Okay, so since we are triggering this in stocks out log, you know, when you're adding a stocks here, product ID, so you know, the Americano, blah blah blah, like this, espresso. Then let's going to hide this. Okay, and save. All right, so the question is, how are you gonna trigger this? So to trigger this, guys, in the product ingredients, here we have two types of trigger. You wanted to do in the automation, add new row, as you can see here. So we need to add an automation for this. Okay, so we can also trigger that in two types, in either in the POS when you're adding stocks out form. So two types. So in this example, I will trigger this in automation. Okay, so here I'm going to name this same as this. So add new row to ingredients log. Okay, so add new row to ingredients log. So basically in this table, yeah. All right, configure event. So when new row is added, this is just my naming, you can rename this. Data change, so we're gonna trigger this where? We're gonna trigger this in stocks out log as always. So stocks out log. Data change, select only ads. So we don't want to trigger this on updates. You know, when you're creating a product, so once you punch it, you cannot return those items in the inventory, right? Let's say you make a coffee, you punch a coffee, you already made it, and you want to edit it. It's not possible because coffee, you already mix it with water and you cannot return it back to the inventory. Makes sense, right? So this is only on ads only. And then add step, create a custom step, and this trigger add row. I created an action here, so we have to create a run data action. Select the action, trigger add row to ingredients log. Okay, and save. Now the moment of truth, and see if our ingredients inventory. By the way, if you would like to copy this up, do let me know. Okay, so you can send me an email, and just a small contribution, you know, to continue my work. You know, you can send me an email. uh we will talk, and if you would like to copy this up. Okay, and now let's see if it's deducts in our inventory. All right, so 15,000 milk, ground coffee beans. Now I'm going to add an order. Let's say I'm going to create a product, cappuccino. I'm going to create 100, let's say one cappuccino. Let's calculate first. I'm going to get a notepad if it's correct. Yeah, so okay, so right now in the inventory we have 15,000, right? So in the products, in Americano, it should be 14 grams. So it should be 14 grams, and 250 cappuccino is composed of 250 ml. Okay, so now I'm just going to see. So 15,000 minus, this is for the milk. So so for the coffee. So if it's, I'm going to create cappuccino, let's say 2 cappuccino minus 28, correct? And then in milk, it's 15,000. So I'm going to create a cappuccino, 2 cappuccino, it will be 250. So this is minus 500. Okay, we'll just see if this works. Yeah, so calculator. So it should be 15,000 minus 28. So the remaining should be 14,972. 14,972. And the other one is 14,500. 14,500. Okay. So so this should be the result. Okay. So we'll see. So I'm going to cappuccino. So I'm going to create 2 cappuccino. Save. I can still add more and see. So in the inventory, the result should be 14,972 of coffee and 14,500 of ground, so what you call this, milk. As you can see, guys, 1472, 1472, right? If we are going to see, as you can see, it's correct. So you can also make multiple orders. Let's say I'm going to stress out the app. I'm going to add Americano only. So in the Americano, I'm going to see. So this is 14 times 5. 14 times 5. It's 70. Should be minus 70. And plus, I'm going to add another cappuccino. So this is, let's say, 5. Okay, and save. So in cappuccino, there are 5. So now, so there are 70 for coffee. So this will be minus 70. Let's say this is for coffee. Just to test if it's working. Coffee, minus 70. And also in cappuccino, since I ordered 5, so it should be also, this is 140 now. And in milk, 5 to 50 times 5. So there should be a deduction of 1 to 50. 1 to 50. Yeah. So let's try and save. Okay. So now we'll see the result. So now once this finish, so it's going to calculate. So now it's the remaining is 14972 minus 140 grams of coffee. So the result should be 14,832, which is correct. And for the milk, it's 14,500 before minus 1,250. The result should be 13,250, which is correct. So in short, our app is working properly as what we need. All right, guys. So this is how to create the inventory management or the ingredients inventory using AppSheet. I hope you learned something in this video. If you learned something, don't forget to subscribe or comment if you have any questions. And if you would like to copy the app, just a small donation, you can email me. I would like to let you copy to continue my work here in YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time in my next video.